To me, unconditional positive regard means just that. It's unconditional. Um, Taking that literally, it just means that whatever judgments or rules that I am possibly placing on any given situation, I have to step aside from that because my intention is to be unconditional. So I can't be wavering in that intention. If I waver in that intention, then I'm putting conditions on it. For me, unconditional positive regard means taking the intention to treat somebody else in a way that is positive and puts them in a place of being thought of on an equal footing as everybody else. And if I'm using unconditional positive regard to do that, I'm essentially taking it into consideration that I'm going to have to put a great effort into the situation in order to achieve an outcome. Um, this is something I think about a lot lately. It had come up recently in a conversation I was having with somebody where they were struggling to think of being able to treat other people in unconditional high regard or positive regard under the circumstances that they don't feel that they had been treated the same, or that it could create an issue in how they view themselves. And for me, something that I learned today was that unconditional positive regard or high regard isn't necessarily the same thing as love. It's not the same as unconditional love. And what that means for me is that when somebody feels unconditional love for someone or something, it usually comes with the idea that you're sacrificing something or that you're giving something up in order to provide that love. Um, and, in my experience, I don't feel as though I could achieve unconditional love simply because of some of those experiences that I had, because it's important for me to be able to trust. And sometimes my mental health can put me in situations where I'm not very trusting. But when it comes to unconditional high regard, it's an action, it's a motivation, it's an intention. So, in doing so, I can just remain focused and I can use it as a baseline to achieve emotional regulation. If I'm able to keep everybody in high regard or positive regard, it is a wellness tool I can use to keep myself from slipping into negative mindset. Um, so that's another thing that I had learned was unconditional positive regard for folks is a growth mindset. It is a process that can be practiced and that can be enhanced in time and by applying it. For me, the important part of unconditional positive regard or unconditional high regard is that I'm also applying the same standards to myself that I'm applying to other people. And what that means to me is self-compassion. And self-compassion is really just giving myself a break, especially in negative times or dark times, that I'm not perfect. I can make mistakes, but I can also make amends and I can recover from those mistakes. So practicing self-compassion, being gentle with myself, realizing that, maybe the thing was too hard. I wasn't prepared for it. Maybe I didn't have the right tools or equipment to be successful. I can look at that failure isn't just unique to me, that everybody experiences it, that I can also access luck and that luck is real. And that my whole sense of self-worth isn't dependent on anything external. And also the biggest thing that I learned today was simply remembering that this too shall pass is a great tool for practicing self-compassion. And so it becomes a mantra. That's my 5 minutes. Thank you much for listening. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that they do on the internet. But if you know me in person, please feel free to let me know what you think unconditional positive regard means to you. And let's keep journaling. So that's Journal Out Loud 365. Thanks, everybody.